Hello, everyone, and welcome to the MK1 cryogenic proof test. I am Photon, and we have a live view of the MK1 prototype on the test stand at this very moment. In a few minutes, predictedly in a few minutes, they should be going through with a cryogenic proof test, which will test to see if the tanks can hold which will test and see if the tanks can hold pressure and hold cold fuels. Right now, we are just watching the MK1 on the test stand, like I said before, and ground crew is clear from the pad. It seems like. Right now, we are just standing by to see if any events happen, and because as we can see right now, nothing's really going on. But we're waiting for any venting, any chilling, etc. So now we're going to go ahead and pan over the camera to see that the road is closed. Oh, well, it appears that the road isn't. Well, the road has closed for public use, but I was wrong about the ground crew assumption. Ground crew operations apparently will begin in about 6 minutes. There will be limited CAC audio today for security purposes during this test, and that full audio will resume for static fires and flights. Right now we're standing by for ground crew operations to begin. Now at this time, we're going to be, while waiting for the events to go on. Oh, hold on a second. If my assumption is correct, it looks like ground crews may be approaching the pad at this time. Yep, and that's correct. Ground crews are approaching the pad at this time. Anyways, back to what I was going to say. As we're waiting for this test to proceed onwards, we're going to take a few questions from stream chat and if in-game chat. So just send your questions and we'll try to answer them the best we can. Okay, it looks like we have 2 questions in the chat. One, what is going to happen with this test? What is going to happen in this test event? Well, this test event, their SpaceX Virtual will be testing MK1 with cryo fuels or really cold fuels, and I believe they'll also be testing pressure holding by the tanks. All that we know is that they're going to be doing cryo testing, and they're going to load it with cold fuels and probably pressurize the tanks too, most likely. Next question. Will they test MK1 to failure? Well, I wouldn't think they would test MK1 to failure. It's meant to be an actual test article, so they have no reason to test it to failure. In fact, they should keep it. Next up, how do you guys control these rockets when they're flying? Computer systems on board the rocket take most of the control on the rocket. The computers will do the guidance, the gimbaling of the engine, etc. Next, are people in the ships? Well, obviously not, because that would be unsafe. Plus, if something does happen to MK1 during testing, then that would be a real danger. And as of this time, it looks like they have cleared the pad. Ground crews have cleared the pad at this time, as it seems. And
And all teams, please be advised, we will be commencing our testing operations momentarily for today's cryo test. Please be advised that there will likely be several alarms that will need to be triaged, so please report back to the head of control today in case there are any alarms. This test should be roughly 15 minutes in duration. However, if there are any issues that may require a depress beforehand, we will have our head controller call this out. So at this time, we will be getting our testing operations, and our launch auto sequencer is now starting. So please stand by for initial venting. Thanks. and we have propellant loading at this time.
And as you just heard there, as you just heard from one of the command and control team members, it sounds like we are proceeding with the test, and it looks like there is propellant loading going on at this moment. So you can see with that really tiny vent in the corner of your screen. Well, not visible, but there's a tiny vent going. It appears that the tanks may be getting a little frosty. At this time. And to the left of your screen, you can see the glorious Starhopper, which completed its test campaign just recently.
Main tank pressures are rising nominally and temperatures are lowering at a safe rate. Please check back in approximately 2 minutes for a next update. Thank you.
And as we just heard there, although I'm a little late, the command and control team confirms that the tanks are at the nominal pressure and that the temperatures are rising in a safe way. So that is very good to hear at this time. more confirmation that the tanks are at nominal pressures. We'll now listen into launch control audio. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Apologies. We'll now listen into launch control audio for the rest of the test. We'll see you after hopefully successful test of MK1.
And all teams, please be advised, we are currently reading a pressure warning and a vehicle integrity alarm. We are currently diagnosing this, so we have halted propellant loading. So please stand by as we have any more updates. Please continue triaging any alarms, specifically to test integrity. And please report back to the head of today's control in case we do have any more vehicle integrity alarms. Thank you. And at this time, we will be beginning a emergency depress. We have detected a second vehicle integrity alarm, and we will not be continuing with the test at this time. So we will commence into Section 3.0 of detanking operations. Thank you. And all teams acknowledge we have had a third high pressure alarm. Please stand by. It looks like we may have an explosive event. And all teams, at this time, we have had an explosive depressurization event. So please turn to Section 3.111 and begin anomaly ops at this time. Thank you.
LD concurs, turning to 3.111.
Well, that's interesting. It appears that there was some overpressure event that occurred, and the top of MK1 just exploded off the rest of the test vehicle. That was exciting, to say the least. I mean, now there's a lot of just cold gas running off the side and running around the rocket. So that was an interesting MK1 test. anyways, that's it. I guess it for today's Cryo-Proof test. And rest in peace, MK1. So again, that's it for today's test, and we'll see you. There will be a video uploaded soon of the explosion, and that's about it. We'll see you next test from space. We'll see you next test from SpaceX Virtual.